Hey guys, my name is Ryan, and we're back again with another Spirit Island video. Spirit Island is fundamentally a board game meant to be played on the table in person with your friends. But if you're like me, you can't get them together nearly enough to scratch that itch. Thankfully, there are some fantastic digital products with which to play Spirit Island. This will be the first of 3 videos covering how to play the game on the Handelabra app, Tabletop Simulator, and then as a play-by-post. So first and foremost, we have the official Handelabra game. This is the officially licensed version of the game, and purchasing it is the best way to support Spirit Island. This is without a doubt the easiest way to play. Everything is really nicely scripted, and the user interface is simple and intuitive. And the game takes care of all the rules and triggers, so you don't need to worry about bookkeeping. I am biased, of course, as I learned how to play SI from scratch via Handelabra, but this is the best way for newer players to learn the game. There's so many concepts to keep straight in Spirit Island that it's extremely easy to get a rule wrong or to miss a trigger. Whether it's remembering to add the Explorer from France 6, or making sure you actually have a sacred site in range to use your powers, the Handelabra app is a thing of beauty. So let's take a look at it. On the screen right now is the main menu, and there are tons of options. If you are new to the game, you should go straight here to how to play, but otherwise we're going to go here to new game. Take note that while I'm interacting with this game, everything that I'm doing is simply a left click of the mouse. All of the UI is basically the exact same as if you're using the app, whether it's on iOS or Android. It's just a simple tap of the screen. There are a few things here on the PC that would be a right click, and I'll tell you when that happens. But on iOS and Android, it's usually a double tap of the screen to get the same exact function to occur. So let's go right here into new game. And it looks like I was in the middle of some other game earlier. That's fine. We're going to abandon it. But the first thing it prompts you for is how many boards you want to play on. Each board for 1 spirit. So let's go ahead and do 2. And it gives you a choice for the complexity of your spirits. And we're just going to go for random. And then here's the choice for your adversary, and we're also going to go random. But if you wanted to have a specific matchup in mind, you could select the complexity of that spirit. You know, it would randomize among that complexity. You might not get too far with it, but you could at least choose the adversary that you want. Here they offered a Sunbright Whirlwind plus Ocean against England. And we can see that they're on board B and board C, and they're arranged as follows. So if we wanted to rotate the boards, we can just click on these little rotation arrows here. Okay, and it'll change the way these boards are oriented. You could play around with that for a little bit. Let's say we actually wanted to have a 3rd spirit. You could just click and drag them on like so. You know, mess around with them as you see fit. When you add the extra board, it adds a random spirit. Let's say, oh wait, actually I do want to just do 2 players. Okay, we'll get rid of you. Okay, same exact thing, lots of flexibility. Now let's say that we don't actually want to play as Ocean. We instead want to play Green. Okay, we can just click, drag, and drop them on top. The game randomly gave us England, but let's say we wanted to play against someone else. Let's say we actually wanted to play against France. We have this little menu right here, and we can choose the different ones. Currently, it's set to France 0, but if we click here, we can choose the level of France we want to play against. So perhaps we want to play against France 4. We can see that 1 through 4 is all highlighted, and 5 and 6 is not highlighted, so we know all the rules that will be included. This also has a little thing here to show you the Slave Rebellion card. There's also a menu here for all of the different scenarios that are available. I generally don't like playing scenarios, but if you want them, you can go right here. And right here, we have different play options and ways to reduce difficulty. So this option here is to include everything from the Branch and Claw expansion. So that's going to be all your tokens and all that kind of stuff. This is the option to disable events. Okay, so you can choose to turn those things off if you want. Branch and Claw is obviously required if you want to use events. If we're going for no events, you can also get rid of the Blight card. Since, you know, a lot of the events are for Blighted Island, it doesn't make a lot of sense to go without. But other things that you could have here is you can have a bonus spirit growth before the game starts. You could skip the initial explore, which is similar but slightly different than a bonus spirit growth. And then unlimited undo. So normally you can undo only as far as the revealed information, whether it be a power gain, an explore, or an event. But you can do unlimited undo if you want to push past any of those moments. Additionally, if you are using one of the low complexity spirits, I'm going to right click here. This is a double tap on the phone. You can take a look here. Well, really any spirit, you can take a look at your panel. You can see the front side, flip to the back side, and you can look at your starting hand. But with the low complexity spirits, you can also use the power progression deck by selecting this option here. Currently, the Handelabra app has the base game, Branch and Claw, Horizons, and Promo Pack 1. Promo Pack 1 has since been repackaged and is now called Feather and Flame. And there's 4 spirits in it. That was Promo Pack 1 and 2 bundled together. Promo Pack 1 is Serpent and Wildfire. So the other 2 spirits from that bundle, which was Finder and Downpour, are not in the game. And so we also have access to all of the boards, including G and H from Horizons, but we do not have board E, since that only exists in Jagged Earth. As of this recording, they have said that they are currently in the process of development for Jagged Earth, and hopefully that will come out soon. Once you're happy with everything, you could just click on the Go button here to get ourselves into the game. We're going to play our game at the very end, so that way, once that game ends, the whole video will be over. So I'm going to go through all of the other features of this app first. Oh yeah, one last thing. If you would like, they also do have the 4 original thematic maps. You just click right here where it says Balanced. It flips over to the thematic, and we have East, West, Northwest, and Northeast. But anyways, we're going to hit this back button here. This will take us back to the main menu. Now, you might notice that there used to be an option to click here that is no longer available, and that was the Resume Game option. When we clicked on New Game, it made us abandon the game that we were in the process of, and since now, currently, we are not in any game, there is nothing to resume. But we're going to take a look at some of these things down here next. So there are some achievements, if you're on Steam, so you can see I've got some of them accomplished. And some of them I'm still in the progress of. There's the credits. So you know you can thank all those that put all the hard work in to make the game. There's help and feedback. So if you wind up getting any kind of a bug, you can report it over here. So that way they can make improvements to the game. And then over here we have options. So all kinds of different options. We're going to look at this a little bit more when we actually get into the game, but we have different volume levels. So if I increase this, you're probably going to be able to pick it up in the video. So I like to turn those off so it's not too distracting. There's also the different animation speeds. So we can slow things down so the explorers come out real nice and slow. We can mess with that in game and see how it actually looks. And similarly here, how long do the cards spend on the screen? When we clicked on Start a New Game, it gave us the options for the quantity of spirits and some information about the adversary and the types of spirits. If we wanted to go straight into just a blank canvas, we could disable story-based new game, and then when we start a new game, it just goes straight in with no extra fluff or options to control it, and is completely controlled by you. Up here in the corner, there are some statistics. So if you want to see how good you are with certain spirits or how well you've performed, you can see all that right here. So today we can see across the world there's been 21 victories and 14 losses with Bringer of Dreams and Nightmares. And I've only got 21 wins all time with Bringer. I believe this is only since March of this year, so it's about the past 6 months. But as you can see, I've got basically a losing record on everyone because I'm just that good. All kinds of really cool stats here if you're into that. And then you can take a look at global today, global for the past week, global for the past month, and all time. Then here we got your personal report. So it'll just pop up here and give you all kinds of detailed information. And it says that everything is from the past about 3 months. We're going to go back, and there's some other cool things here. So we have the card library. So you can see the unique cards for every single spirit. We can start clicking through them. We could go down here to skip ahead. These are all of the power cards in the game. The other cards, we got blight cards, fear cards, events. You also got some terror level stuff as well as the invader actions. And then over here, we have all the different adversaries and scenarios. Another way that you can play is multiplayer online. So if you select multiplayer here, you have 3 different options, right? You can do quick play to find another person who is also doing quick play, but it says right now, no one else is looking for a game. Okay, that's fine. If we were to click on quick play, it would just create a game. So these two would functionally do the same. We can create a game, and then when we do so, it creates a little code here. It randomly created Earth, Moon, Sun. So we could tell one of our buddies, hey, put in Earth, Moon, Sun, and you will join our game. And in all the same ways, we can control our adversaries, scenarios, choosing spirits, choosing boards, whatever we want. In this situation, we could play as multiple spirits at the same time. And then our buddy can join and they can play a couple spirits at the same time, whatever you choose to do. So Earth, Moon, Sun, what they would do is they would come back to this screen, find the game, put in Earth, Moon, Sun, and then our game would pop up. Obviously, we were hosting the game, so now that we're no longer hosting the game, it doesn't exist anymore, but that's what they would do. When you do get into a game, it will look completely normal, but there will be 2 additional buttons. In the lower left, we can see a button with 3 people and another button with a swirl and a number in it. The button with the swirl will open up the in-game chat, and the number shows you the quantity of unread messages. There is no built-in voice chat, so you have to use either Discord or type to each other. The other button with the people on it is the resync button. Sometimes a disruption can cause players to fall out of sync with each other, and that can create issues in game. As we can see on this screenshot, the 2 players are out of sync, and they should both click on the Request Full Sync button. The game will revert itself a little bit, so both players can continue appropriately. Shout out to Kalen for helping me out on that one. His channel is fantastic, and y'all should go check him out. Alright, so there's one last option that we have not selected yet, and that is quick play. If you just want to play a game without any control over your spirit, your board, your adversary scenarios, quick play is for you. It just gets you right into it. So first thing you do is you can choose your player count. We're going to choose 2 players, and then you get your difficulty rating. So we're going to go for 6 to 7. All right, so as we can see here, we randomly rolled into getting Otter and River against France 2. And this one has no scenario. So we can go ahead and we can play this game. And this is actually on the thematic boards. So if we were to go into the menu, we have all kinds of different options in order to customize our experience. So we go here, menu, into options, and we have different board styles and all kinds of other things here. So first, let's look at the board style. I'm currently using the 2D Classic, but we can switch over to 3D Classic, and we can see the board will look quite a bit different. I believe this is the default way that it comes, but we have a slightly different perspective, and everything is laid out as individuals, whereas previously there would be a single explorer with a 3 on it. This shows 3 different explorers. And we go to 3D textured, and now you can see we have these actual mountains going on, and it looks a lot more dynamic. Now I'm using this with the colors that come with the default side of the board, the balanced side of the board. That's because I selected alternate thematic style. If I were to deselect that, it's going to go to the standard colors that comes with the thematic boards. In a similar way, I could put the thematic colors onto the balance board by doing the alternate balance style, but I like doing the alternate thematic style and 2D Classic. Now, another option here we have is to show the land numbers. So if we go here, we can see land number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. I like to leave these on, but of course you can choose to turn them off. And we have some other options here, such as automatic zooming. So with automatic zooming, every time an action is taken, it will zoom in on the action so you can see it happen. So we're going to leave show land numbers off for now, just so we can see what it looks like without it. We'll turn it back on in a second. And then automatic zooming we have here. So if we were to take some kind of an action, I don't think adding presence will do it, but let's give it a try. Let's see, let's go like here and here. We're going to leave automatic zooming on for a minute until it actually comes up. We're going to go here and here. And then river, we will go here and here. Get yourself started. So before I get too far ahead of myself, I guess we'll run through the last couple options. There's the animation speed, how quickly things happen in general in the game. I have it set to max speed, but I'm going to drop it all the way down to the slowest speed, just so we can see how it looks in comparison. Then also this is card and message display time. I have it set to fairly long, but we can also go quite short if we want things just like flash on the screen and run right past you. I lose track of what's going on. I can't read nearly that fast, so I like to leave this pretty long. And then enable animations. You can disable that. Things just like up here. But the animations makes it really fun for me. But we can disable animations, which I guess would knock out your whole animation speed, and then the automatic zooming. But we could do that, but I think it's pretty fun to actually have things move around for you. Additionally, there is volume settings. For recording purposes, I leave everything at 0, just so that way there's not like noise in the background. But that is something that you can turn on, and they're really pleasant. They're really nice. It's going to sound a little something like this. I don't think there's any effects right now. Oh, that was an effect. These little clicks. Ooh, sounds nice. And there's also music. And the music's fantastic as well. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and start doing some stuff. So in order to play your cards, I kind of got ahead of myself here without explaining, but in order to play your cards, you're going to, well, first of all, we have like both of these guys are like 50%. I'm going to click this plus. So now everything gets nice and big just for river. We tuck everything for the otter off to the side. And these are all the cards we have in hand. We can see that we currently have 1 energy in the bank. We currently have +1 energy income. It's gray right now. If we had not received our energy yet, it would be green. There are 0 cards in our discard pile and 2 cards that we're allowed to play this turn. So it's highlighted the cards we have energy to pay for. So after we select wash away, we'll see that now we can still play 1 more card. And we'll also go for River's Bounty. Here it shows us all the elements that we have based on what we have in play. This is our innate power right here. And once we hit that elemental threshold, we had a little pop-up appear for our innate. So all of that is really nice. Okay, we can take a look at our growth options again. Let's say for some reason we wanted to change one of our growth options. We could click this undo, and it reverts everything that we did all the way back until we added that presence. Then we get to add the presence back again. Notice how all these animations are nice and slow. Minimum speed animations. Really take your time with it and relax. All right, we're gonna go back to fast animations. Yep, so this is a standard opening for river. We're going to hit this minus here, so now we go 50%, 50%. Had we gone from plus here to plus here, now he would be big, and the other spirits get tucked off to the corner. So this can be a really great way if you're playing with multiple friends side by side. You know, maybe I'm playing as the otter and he's playing as river.
I can make my turn and my setup, and then he can click on this button, he can take the mouse, and then he can do his setup. So it's really cool. Or especially when there's not that many cards, you can play it small. When you start to get tons of cards in hand, like 8 or 10 cards in hand, you just can't you can't parse through all your options. Anyways, once all your players have selected all the cards they want to play, you simply click on Finish Playing Cards. If, like, we have one more potential card play, it will prompt you saying, hey, watch out, you could do more stuff. We could power through, or we could cancel and go, oh yeah, I'm sorry about that. That was my intention. So we go to Finish Playing Cards. It tells us we're going to the fast phase. And then it gives us the option to play all our fast powers, but we don't have any. So it goes straight to the Invader phase. It tells us invaders are building in the wetlands. You can click to power through it, and now you can see that animation zoom, which is pretty wonky with the fast speed. You're going to get a little dizzy here. So we're going to turn that animation zooming right off now that we've seen that. Or sorry, automatic zooming. We're going to turn that off. Keep the animations. They're fun. Okay, in order to use any of our powers, it's simply a click and drag. So for example, over here, I want to push these explorers out. So I'm going to go Foul Vapors of Mud, and we're going to push our explorers out this way. Okay, and then we're going to go here, goes in, does 1 damage, and then we have to push. So we click on the thing that we will push, and then it highlights all of the legal choices, and we can choose where we want to push it to. And then last, we're going to use Open Shifting Waterways to gather 2 Dahan. And so we have Dahan from here, Dahan from here. I'm going to choose these 2 Dahan, and it executes the power. So really nice, really smooth. Over here, we're going to push a town this way. We're going to wash away this way. And then we have a River's Bounty, which I will use right here. So I'm going to go gather just 1. I like having this big Dahan stack. And it adds it all right there. So it's pretty intuitive to be able to play your spirits. You've got your elements around here, like I was saying. You've got all the little information. And as we can see now, the current power gained per turn is lit up green because we have not yet added our power yet. So let's see what else we have here on the screen. If I were to select the face of a spirit, it'll show me the spirit panel. So I can see the presence I've removed, innates, the cards in your hand, right? These are your current cards in hand. Backside if you wanted to, even though it's not pertinent to gameplay. Same thing with the honor. If I wanted to look at my discard pile, it says I have 2 cards in my discard pile. So I can click on that and I can see both of those. If I just hover, it highlights. So lots of great stuff there. But we also have this whole strip here on the bottom. If you were playing on your phone, this strip will appear half on the left and half on the right. But this is all of your necessary information. So first off, we have menu. I've been clicking this a whole bunch. We have an undo option. You can undo as far as the latest revealed information, unless if you go for that reduced difficulty option. This is the Blight card. We could click on it to see it's just still healthy, but we have 5 Blight on the card. This is the event discard pile. So it doesn't show you the first event that you discard because, you skip past the first one of the game, but we could take a look here and see that we missed out on new species spread. We have currently earned 3 fear out of 8 in the pool. We have 0 earned fear cards, and we're in terror level 1. You can click on this little thing just to see the art. That's nice. But more importantly, we can take a look at this, and this is the deck. So we can see that we've got 3 fear cards before we hit terror level 2, then 4 fear cards before we hit 3, and then 3 more fear cards before we win the game. Right down here, this is all of your invader action. So we're ravaging in the wetlands this turn, building in the jungles, and exploring a stage 1. If you're to click on any of these piles, you'll get this screen. So we can see we have nothing in the discard pile, Ravage build, and then we can see the entire deck right here from top to bottom. Last, if we click on the minor powers, we can see that there's 0 in the discard, 67 in the deck. And for majors, same thing, 0 in the discard and 43 in the deck. Here in the corner, you can click on the adversary. If there was a scenario, there would be a scenario icon here as well. And if you click on it, you can see the panel. Now for France, it says that there are 12 towns still left in the pool. And when you get to France 5, it will also give you a blight count. So lots of great information going on here. So let's power through. Let's go to our next turn. I know I want to add a presence here, so we're going to do this. And we're going to look to gain our first power card. So when we click on that, we have an option for minor or major. We're going to choose minor. And Fathomless Mud of the Swamp, gain a minor power. Gives us our 4 choices, and we can go from here. So, you know, I think I generally like to stay on element with this guy, and we're just going to go with this Encompassing Ward. We get to add a presence. We'll pull down here for some energy. And let's see. I don't really need to do anything this turn, so we're just going to go and play Exaltation of Tangled Growth. And we're going to underplay for the turn. For River, there is nothing happening in the jungles anywhere on our board. And these jungles over here look pretty good. So we're just going to, you know, run around and, you know, just do stuff. I think we're going to get ourselves out to this wetlands just to have sacred sites across the board. Following the standard river build. Hey, we got that Reclaim 1. So, in order to reclaim 1, we can see our discard pile has a little reclaim finger flashing over it. So we can click on it. We can choose any card that we want and reclaim it. Look at that. We now have 3 cards in hand. Boom, boom, boom. And that's the standard river opener. Right, it's prompting us because we're underplaying over here, but that's a-okay for me. And now we do, in fact, have some fast powers. So we're going to Boon of Vigor over... Actually, we're going to Boon of Vigor ourselves because we're going to have to pay an energy for this Exaltation. And our Flash Floods, there's nothing over here. We're just going to kill this town. And here we go. We have our first event. So the event pops up on the screen, and it gives us an action that we have to do, right? We can hover on this and take a look at it again. We're like, what are we getting prompted for? We need to replace a town, or sorry, an explorer with a town on each board. So over here, we're going to go here. And then you're going to see it'll actually do this one automatically because there are no choices on this board over here. Okay, let's turn our numbers back on. That also tells you the name of the board. So this is Northwest 8. So Northwest 8 is going to be forest, and we're going to just click on this. And there you go. It goes automatically. And now it just does Stricken automatically. I don't think there's anywhere on the board. We'll see it again later in the game, but it's going to put a little icon on the board as a reminder that Stricken takes place. But here we go. We're getting a free push with Drive Off the Interlopers. So we're going to send this Explorer this way. And we can do it again. We're not restricted. We could go here again. But instead, we're going to do this. Okay, so now we hit the mountains because of the nature of doing these types of boards. The mountains is a lot more dangerous. And, you know, with France, we're going to be adding a ton of towns here. So what if I can't quite keep track of everything that's going on? Well, there's this really nifty feature with this eyeball. So if we click on it, it will tell us exactly what's going to happen next turn. So we can see that next turn, we have 1 Ravage that will add a Blight. And if we scan our eyes across the board, we can see that right here in the northeast 5, that jungles, it has the red blight icon on it. Okay, that's something we got to deal with. Then also, when we build in 5 lands, we're going to get 9 towns and 2 cities. So that is a lot, right? That 9 towns is a big deal against France. And we can see blue icons all over the board showing us where those actions will take place. Okay, great. Now I know what's going to be happening next turn, and it allows me to make better choices. It is pretty powerful. So I do think we probably want to kill the town and push 3 explorers out. We can go here, here, here. I think that's pretty good. As far as this river's bounty goes, we really don't have any good places for it. I think we're just going to go here. Gather in town and town. Or sorry, Dahan and Dahan. Then we have Exaltation of Tangled Growth. We have a Presence movement. We'll do our Presence movement going... we'll go this way with it. So that way now we have a sacred site here, and we can deny that town build. Exaltation. Now, this targets another spirit, so we go over here. And now, if you're playing multiplayer, this is where the river player would have to click it. Basically, they would be prompted to pay an energy for a power card. Okay, and they can do that. Lots of interesting choices here. I'd really like this Entrancing Apparitions, because that can then just pick up all of this. And this is why we should have gained a power card before we moved Dahan, because I could have put Dahan here, gathered the explorers in, defended it, killed him with the Dahan, but hey, what are you going to do? And then after that, we get prompted to pay 2 as Otter. So we can do that. Pick up another card. Ooh, Sap is fantastic. Voracious Growth, because of how few wetlands and jungles there are, is not nearly as cool. So I like Sap. Right, and then the game goes on from there. So we're going to play through our next turn. We got a couple cool features still to show you. So we're just going to do our standard thing with River. I could reclaim here, but since we have the extra power card, I think we're going to play it a little bit greedy. And I'm going to choose to gain a card now. Along with our reclaim one, will still give us 3 power cards to play for the turn. Growth through Sacrifice is in fact still in the game. This was not removed until the most recent expansion. So you could choose it if you want to. I'm going to go for something a little bit different. And we're going to play Gold's Allure, mostly because we're playing against France, and this will give us an extra strife. And then I'm going to add a presence. Let's see. I'm thinking I'll add a presence here, one of these lands, and then we can do some shenanigans with Dahan. We'll go here. And then we'll do our reclaim one for River's Bounty. So that'll be our turn. And then for Otter, let's see, what do we want to do? I think we'll deny the city right here in land number 8. So we'll go ahead, we'll add 2 presents. We don't need the 3rd card play yet because we have 2 defend cards and only 1 land that's ravaging. So we're going to go bottom and top. And if I do this, that'll give me my innate. Compassing Ward on ourself. Defend 5 here. Now if we take a look at the eye, it says we're taking no blight because now this is sufficiently defended. Take note when I do the eye, and I hover over land, it tells you everything that will happen there this turn. So, for example, here, it's going to build a Explorer this turn because we have the 2 presents from the Otter. But over here, because we don't have that, we're going to add 2 towns because of France 2. So it gives us a lot of great information. It also says what would happen if a ravage were to happen, even though there is not a ravage action this turn. It says, hey, here's what would happen. You would lose a Dahan, your 2 explorers would die, and you would add a blight. And then when we build, because of France 2, we lose an explorer, we add 2 towns, right? So it's got all of those details there. Lots of great stuff. Because of the actions that we've taken, we went from, I believe it was 11 towns and 2 cities, now just to 6 towns. So we made great progress. Hey, we're cutting in from the editing desk to talk about a feature that I should have mentioned right here, but I forgot to do so in the moment. So when we click on this eyeball, we can hover over things like we were talking about, but if I were to select the land, then we get this screen here. It gives us all of the information of everything in the land, just laid out in a different way. But one more feature that now becomes available is these 5 different kinds of pings. So eyeball, check mark, question mark, exclamation, and a little poof. So you can put these markers here on the land, and you can use them in solo play as a reminder for yourself with whatever you were intending on doing, or you can do it in multiplayer as a way of communicating with your teammate. If you did not want to click on the eyeball in order to go through this process, then you could instead just right-click on the land, and this little pop-up happens here. So cool little things that you can do. You can put these guys all over, only 1 per land, but you can put them everywhere if you so choose. I'll do my entrancing apparitions right here, bringing in those 2 guys. Should be just 4 towns built now. Oh man, in each land with 2 explorers, you got to start pushing stuff around. So you can see all of these different lands that are highlighted that qualify. So you can just start working your way through them. So I'll go here. And now all of a sudden this has no legal adjacency, so this is no longer highlighted. You can go there. There's only 1 choice, so it does it automatically. Over here, we have a choice again, so we'll go this way. And this all stays together because there is no legal choice. Now this next part says we push a beast and deal 1 damage. So we get prompted to do that wherever. And we can see the beast right here is highlighted. Unfortunately, there is no mountain adjacent, so nothing cool happens. We'll just pick up a free explorer. And the last part just said Dahan defend, so it just does it. Execute all of those build actions all across the board. Then invaders explore. Lots of explorers in the sands. It's very dangerous. So we'll add the town for the escalation here. If we were to click here, it'll add a blight, so we'll go here with it. Or actually, nope, I decided I wanted to go with this number 6. So I'll go undo. Okay, it redoes the explorer, right? It rolls the action back. And then I'll go here because I want to use my Slaves Rebellion. Then over here, I don't want the blight, so we'll go right there. Cool. So, let's see. I want to use this Gold's Allure. Go here. We can gather. Prompts you for the Explorer first, so we'll pick up this Explorer. So that's taken care of. And then we could do that. But actually, let's undo that because I can use this Encompassing Ward to defend both of these lands by targeting river. So therefore, perhaps I should move my Gold's Allure into here. I could Slaves Rebellion in this land. So Gold's Allure here to gather this Explorer and this town, adding a strife here. So now my defend 2 will take care of this, take care of this. River's Bounty, where do we want that to go? So this 1 Dahan will do a good job there. With 3 Dahan, right? We need that for all the damage. We need the 2 Dahan there. I'm happy leaving the Dahan here. So perhaps we'll just get some Dahan over here in this jungle just to create another one. Well, cool. Well, here is actually something I just thought of. Now, it says in the base game rulebook on page 17, it's right up in the corner, so it's really, really easy to miss, that any time that you use an innate power, you can choose to do so with less elements than is printed. So, this is actually an opportunity where we can make use of that strategically. So, with this innate, it would push a Dahan. But if I don't use that innate, or at least I just use the move part, but not the damage and push part, we can get away without pushing the Dahan. So I'm actually going to move one of my presents from here over to here. So Encompassing Ward can target the Otter, and then we'll defend to here, 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 and all of that is defended. This will Slaves Rebellion, and we're looking at only 1 Blight. And, you know, we could just play a Defend 5 or something on it. So how are we going to do that? Because if I were to just execute like this, it would come in, it would do the damage, and I'm forced to push. I can't choose to not push, right? I guess right here that's strategically just as good, but let's do this for the point of learning a feature of the app. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on my spirit, and we have highlighted all of the innates that I have elements for. And I'm going to click on this one here, and it strikes it out, basically saying execute this innate as if there's not enough elements for this to play. Now, with Fathomless Smart of the Swamp, it's pretty simple, right? It's all just adds up straight up in a straight line. With some of the other spirits that have more complicated innates in terms of how their elements work, you're going to have to fiddle around with it a little bit, but it is possible with every single spirit in order to execute an innate as if there was less. So we marked that down, we hover, we can make sure, yep, we're only going to be using the first tier of the innate. And let's go right ahead like so. Bam, no damage, no push, no fear. Interrupting here from the editing desk. So this did not come up in our game, but you can also disable the threshold on any major power if you so choose. So here I've got Jungle Hungers, Renewing Rain, and I use Elemental Boon. Obviously getting the plant threshold on my not so plant spirit. And you right click on your power here. You can double click on the app, and you can click here to strike out the threshold. So now when I use Jungle Hungers, it will not kill this city. And there you go, enjoy. So river, we get a town push, and you know what? Let's do that this way. Sweet. Great, now if you look, oh man, 11 towns are gonna be built with 6 towns left, so that's very dangerous. We have to do something here. So river, we're going to reclaim, gain a miner. Reaching graphs could be very useful. And over here, we're going to reclaim. Going here. And so now it's getting kind of hard for me to click on the exact power that I want. So we're going to open this up and get that Encompassing Ward. With Encompassing Ward, we'll be taking no blight. So now everything else that we do can be focused on being proactive. So we're going to move some Dahan around, and we are going to gain some power cards. Right? By the time that we could also do Foul Vapors, but either way, we will not get the next moon. So that's okay by me. For river, I think we're about to just start doing the thing where we just play our 4 starting cards, and we reclaim loot them for a good long time. Okay, everything is defended. All of a sudden, oh, we still have a blight here, but we know that we're going to be using that Slaves Rebellion there, so we are a-okay. River, we're going to use a Flash Floods here. kill 2 explorers to deny 2 towns from existing. And we are going to get him all juiced up. So we're probably going to start pushing for majors now. There we go, Slaves Rebellion. So we're going to select one here. And we're also going to select one here, right? It's one per board. So now we see that none of these guys are highlighted. If I do this, I think we're no better off because it'll build 3 towns. But it goes city and 2 towns. So the land will be smaller. It only builds 2 towns. I think we actually want to go here. Then bam, everything gets killed. All that Dahan gets added. And then we go to the next fear card. Or event, sorry. There's no disease with invaders or Dahan. Dang. Lots of fear. All right, will this fear card save us? Oh, wait, what was that? I clicked right through it. Evidently, it's something that does not require any action. So we can click here on the fear cards and figure out what we missed. And it was presence has defend 2. Okay, so nothing too significant. We are looking at 9 towns being built, which means that we will survive the turn. So, whew. Kill that town. And I believe that gives us just a little bit of wiggle room. Oh man, all these sands that are coastal, this is where it gets funky. So you can see we have 1 town left. And next turn we're building 18 of them. So let's party. How are we going to do this? Oh man. All of our Dahan is in a terrible location. Oh, we can't even reach that. Okay. So we're going to use Wash Away here to push all these explorers in. We're going to kill that. That's not so bad. One, two, three, 6. That's 6, 10. That's 10 right there. Okay, so we're going to do this to go here and here. Fear damage. With the intention of defending this land fully to get a bunch of town kills. Let's do an exaltation. Pay a card. Pay an energy for a card. Nothing too crazy. Call to Ferocity is not bad. We'll pay 2 energy for a power card over here. And I think we'll go for a major. I think this Foul Vapors is losing a lot of value for us. We need something big. Talons of Lightning is very exciting. It's a very strong card. We're going to need that to save our butts over here. But of course, Rapid Wings of Sunlight is very powerful. We could move these 4 to Han, like maybe out to here or something, in order to protect that land. 5, 6, 7. What do we want to do? I like Rap. Okay. Oh man, I'm just trying to do a nice, easy, instructional game, but all of a sudden things got super tight. So let's see how bad we can pull this off. Let's see. We're going to add some presents. I'm going to go here, and we're going to go... that's all going to die. We're going to wrap this way to kill all of that. I think we want to go here with it. Playing these guys. Okay. And for river, what do we want to do? A reclaim loop doesn't sound too sexy right now. I think we need to double grow here into number 5 to gain access to these lands with the sacred site. Because this is it, yeah, this is the big hole. Both spirits are very weak in this spot. So we're gonna go here and here. And we get a reclaim and we get 5 card plays, so we're just gonna throw all of this out there. We definitely want a water card of some variety. Certainly it's gonna be flash floods in order to kill off some stuff. Because, yeah, we're looking at 13 towns from our 3 left in the pool. Not a good time. We might just lose the game here. So we're going to wrap. And then click the land to move the Dahan to it. We'll go here. Moving everything. We can sap. We can do another defend. 3 more fear and we get it. We can use this entrancing apparitions to gather these 2 guys out. We can... this land's gonna suck so bad for us. Probably gonna have to reach and grasp ourselves. And then we can use a flash floods to hit this guy. So now let's put, where's that put us? Oh man. I keep on trying to click this at just the wrong time. I keep clicking through it. So let's take a look at this. Ooh, we get some ravage skips. Fascinating. Well, we definitely want this to ravage. We want that to die. Fortunately, we don't get ravage skips here. Actually, in all the places that we want to skip the ravage, we don't have it. The event that we got was increasing aggression. So that's exciting. That means that we do, in fact, blight here. So I guess we have to skip this ravage. Or else it's going to... well, let's see. It'll blight. And then it'll kick back with 4 and kill everything. So actually, that's fine. We want that to go through. That kills a town and denies a town from being built. I still think we lose to France LC. But by golly, we're going to skip that. Okay, we definitely have to push for all these towns to die. But I think we build 9 of them right here. And then, yeah, we just lose. So that is that. I was able to cover all of the different features, though, of playing. So I hope this game was at least a little enjoyable. And got to watch me lose one. They have grown too large and numerous. Whenever you win or lose, they add all this really cool flavor and fun as like the storyline of the game, which I really appreciate too. It makes it really fun to play. No more towns can be placed. Oh no! We lose! 6 towns in 1 land. Oh man. Let them run away from us. The sprawling plantations choke the life from the island. Oh no. Well, hey, after you finish the game, you're in this kind of a screen. So we can take a look at the details of the game. Here's a little screenshot of what it looks like when we lost. Difficulty 6, score of 24. Adversary was France 2. We can send some help and feedback if there was some kind of a bug that happened. We can share. It'll take a screenshot so we can send that to our friends. If we hit try again, it'll do the exact same game seed, or like the invader deck and like the power decks and those kind of things will be different, but it'll give you the same boards, same adversary, same spirits. New game, we'll just start a clean new game. Statistics, we can see in this game how well we fared and everything that we did this game relative to all time in all these categories and the global. Then main menu, main menu's right here. So that is the Handelabra app. It is truly a thing of beauty. And so I hope you guys support Handelabra, support Spirit Island, purchase this, and come check it out. Have a great day.